It's Kristin, and I have a Use It Up update for you. I intended to do this at the end of July, so I'm just a little bit late. At the end of June. So I'm like a month and a half late. I'm sorry. It's fine. So in case you are new to this, I will list my original Use It Up video below here for the year. I'm trying to use up 19 things in 2019, so I'm going to kind of give you an update on where I am on the things I haven't used up, show you the things that I have used up, and we're just kind of, we're just going to do a little recap update sort of situation here. So this is the list that I showed originally. I had 12 items on there, and I am up to 17 now as far as things, so I have to work on a couple of more as well as the ones that are still in progress. So let's just go ahead and jump in. The first thing on there was the Julep black eyeliner. I've been trying to work through this for a little bit. You can see there's still some left. It takes me a while to work through this because a lot of times I only line my upper waterline and I don't line my upper lash line. This does not work in the waterline. It transfers very quickly, so I only use this on my upper lash line. So I need to make a more concerted effort. I'm going to stick that right here actually, to be using that up on my upper lash line. The number 2, and I completed that, was the Essence, one of my Essence black liners. I always want to have them on there because I do love them and they work great in my waterline, but I have a lot of them. So I really want to make sure that I can feel one piece of hair right here. It's driving me crazy. I want to make sure that I'm, continuing to use these up. So I have a little thing over here where I'm keeping the products that I've used up so that I can continue to show them. Last year, I think I threw them out and people really wanted to see again at the end of the year. So, okay. Number 3 was the Fresh Sugar Nude. It was a little mini, and I used this completely up. I dug in there as much as I can, and this was on my list for a while. Like, I think even last year, at the beginning of last year. So I'm really happy that I used that up, so we can check that one off. And the next one, I see that I crossed that off, which I didn't mean to. I'm going to wipe that out because when I do use this up, there's going to be a ticker tape parade. There's going to be, for those of you that watch a lot on my Instagram lives, you know what I'm about to talk about. This is the Tarte Creaseless Concealer. I have had this on my Use It Up list for years. That's not an exaggeration. I do mean years. And so now I don't love it under my eyes. I haven't, because it generally does crease. But it's old enough now, maybe, that I am using it under my eyes. So this is the concealer I'm using right now. I will have this used up soon. You don't need much of it. That's part of the problem. I prefer it for blemishes on my face. It's easy to kind of squeeze up and dot on blemishes because it has this, little spout. But they have changed this. This now comes in a doe foot applicator. Anyway, I'm down to like here. And then I'm going to cut it open. I will use every last bit of this concealer if it's the last thing I do. And it's just fine. It doesn't smell. There's no issues with it. So I'm just going to keep going. I'm fighting the good fight here. Concealer that I did use up, I actually have 2 of them. This is the first one, the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place. I really like this concealer. You can see I dug every little last bit out of there. And big fan of it, stays nicely, it's not drying. I think that it's a great concealer. Okay, this is not a review, Kristin. I just can't help myself. I just feel like I want to give you information if I have it. Okay, next is this is number 6, the Caudalie Grape Water. I'm close, you guys, I'm close. I've been very, very good with the help of some of you as well at using this every single day. So I'm getting there. I'm very, very close. All right, I have a couple foundations on here and I used up both of them, the L'Oreal Pro Glow and the Lancome Tint Idole. I did use both of them up. I just showed this in an empties. I'm not sure what order these are going up in, but anyway, you'll see it in an empties if you haven't already. And big fan of both of these actually. So in case you're curious, I'm in the shade 202 on the L'Oreal Pro Glow, and I'm in the shade, this is the shade 100. I'm really probably 110 in this foundation, but it's a good foundation. So the next thing on my list was the Laura Mercier Loose Minerals. I have the shade Real Sand. You can see how much of that I've used. I kind of have slacked in that a little bit because for the summer, I have switched over, I'm trying to get this flat so you can see how much is in this one, to the Estee Lauder Double Wear Mineral Rich. So between these two, I'm hoping to use them both up by the end of the year. I'm not sure, that might be kind of a lofty goal for this one because it is the middle of August, but I will switch back to this in the fall. I just, right now with a little bit of humidity out there, I just am preferring to use this one, but So I'm getting there. Slowly but surely, I'm getting there. Next is the Laura Mercier primer. This was number 10 on my list, and I did use that up. This is a hydrating primer. I was really trying to force myself to stop using the Becca First Light Priming Filter and use some of the other primers that I have in my collection. So, of course, currently I have a Becca, but it's fine. You gotta, you know, switch back and forth. So I did use this up, and it was good, but I just talked about that in my empties too. One that I totally forgot was on this list. Sorry. Somebody just... Frequently people pull into our driveway and then back out and go out the other way because there's a school. Anyway, it's a whole thing. This is the gray, I think it's called Smoky Quartz. Yeah, eyeliner by Tarte. And I've kind of forgot. So, right, we have to get back on the track with that one, and if I'm going to use that up. Let's see, the last one is one that I accidentally threw out, so I apologize. I did use it up. It was a Becca First Light Priming Filter that I was using and had opened, and had I had that Laura Mercier opened at the same time, so I did use that up, and that was number 12 on my list. So of the first original 12, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 still that I'm working on finishing up. Okay, then there are 5 additional products that I've used up since then that I've added to my list. And the first one was this Dior Powder Capture Total Powder Foundation. You can see I broke it up and used up every little last bit of it because it's not inexpensive. But it's lovely. And I have to remember, I think you have to buy this separately. So I need to remember to, because I'm going to purchase this again. I really liked it. But you buy this separately, so don't throw out the whole thing if you have that. I'm just going to keep all of it, though, in my little bag here. The next is another concealer. This is the Revolution Concealer. Again, you can see I pulled out the stopper and got every little last bit out of there. So that one has been used up. Then I had an eyeshadow. One of the things I started doing, I always set my eye primer. I use like a primer, like a Smashbox 24 Hours, the one I'm currently using, this one, or Urban Decay. What's the Urban Decay? The Urban Decay Primer Potion. I had to look up the name of that. I totally spaced on what the name was. The Primer Potion in Eden. I think that's the one I like. So I'll put that down, and then I use MAC Paint Pot and Painterly over the top of that, and then I set it. That's my preference. I think it helps for me with my oily eyelids for longevity, and it also adds to ease of blending. So I have been pulling out my cream colored, eyeshadows because I had a ton of them. And I'm trying to make sure that I'm, working through those and using those up. So this was an Essence in Vanilla Sugar. And you can see I used every little last bit of that. So that went on my list. And then the last two things were 2 eyebrow pencils. I was so in love with that Winky Lux that I was going to just purchase it again. I did purchase it for travel. But the formula on it, I think, changed a little bit. My point being, I'm trying to work through the brow pencils that I have in my stash. So I worked through this Wander Beauty, and it's Frame Your Face Micro Brow Pencil in Taupe. It was a little bit light for me. I did repurchase it to try it in a different shade just before I were to do some sort of a review on it. And I got it in the shade Dark Brown. So anyway, and then a MAC in Lingering, the MAC Brow Pencil in Lingering, which now comes with a little spoolie on the end, which is so much better. So that was 16 and 17. So I have, like I said, I have those 5 items that I need to continue to work through, and then I have 2 more that I need to use up in order to make sure that I hit my 19 for 2019. So I hope that was helpful for you guys. If you're curious what's on my face, I will list it below for you. This is the 3rd video that I filmed in this space. It's just, sometimes you got to take advantage of the time that you have. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you're having a great day. If you are doing this, by the way, let me stop my outro. If you guys are doing this, I would love to know how you're doing, how many products you've used up. What's the hardest product that you're trying to work through? You know what I mean? Like for me, that Tarte gray liner. Not that I just don't use gray every day. So like, what are your struggles? I'd like to, maybe other people can come up with ideas for, can kind of help you come up with an idea of how you could use a particular product. So put that below. Let's have a little conversation down there. So, all right, again, thank you for watching. I hope you're having a great day. And everything that you do and say, be beautiful. Bye.